Yesterday, we were taught about the mecanismos de participación ciudadana, and there are six in our state, Michoacán. One of them is the referendum, in which citizens can approve or disapprove the laws that are being made. The second one is the iniciativa ciudadana, in which citizens can go to the organs of the state for them to do something about the laws that have been made. Then the plebiscito, in which also the citizens can approve or disapprove something that the governor did or the town hall has approved. The consulta ciudadana is the fourth aspect or the fourth mechanism in which it's a way of participation in how the citizens can decide of something that will be done or a decision that a governor or also the president will make. Then are the Observatorios Ciudadanos, in which are specific organizations that focus on improving the development or the work that the organisms of the state have. And last but not least are the presupuesto participativo, in which citizens decide in which aspects should be spent the budget or the money for public aspects.
I'm going to talk about the advantages and disadvantages of the topics we saw on the conference. First of all, the governors and the president wants us as Mexicans to say what do we want. This is by a process called participación ciudadana. This means that all the Mexicans can say to the governors and to the president and to different people what do they want to do and how do they want to do it. This is a big advantage because all the people can hear us what do we want to do. But the big disadvantage is that we are not raised with this value of saying what we want to do or how we want to do it. So this is one of the big disadvantages that has Mexico, and there is not helping us. In another way, there is a disadvantage on the proposals that are made by all the citizens. This is a disadvantage because any proposal can be approved if this is not vote, the Mexicans need to vote, and if there is not the 60% or more of the votes in favor of this proposal can take place here in the United States of Mexico. So this is a disadvantage because it is impossible that the 60% votes in favor of something, and this is how many proposals are made here in Mexico.
Okay, our proposal is to make different groups in different parts of the locations, and in these groups there are being conforming for different people to want to make a different or make these activities. And the activities that the groups will relate it is to, like, for example, pick up the trash and whatever activities that the group decide to make. And these activities will make one day per week, and with this we change it we can support our location and help the city. The idea will be supported for the help of the influencers and the Morelos influencers. One example is Andres Navi, and the principal help will be the publicity in their accounts, to share the group and to bring to know what the group help, and more people help it in these groups. And the mission of this group is to make a lot of groups that in a lot of parts of the community, and in each of groups it might be conformed for a lot of people who wants to help the community. For example, a lot of influencers is bringing their help, and the group will be bigger. Tres.
Okay, so first of all, I would like to take apart this stuff that the conference was really boring and that there was only two girls talking about topics, but not even talking about it. They were only reading the presentation. So now, in my personal opinion, I would like to make a focus on this thing that we made really interesting proposals. We had an activity of making proposals of how to keep the culture of the Mexicans, of the people that lives here in Morelia, inside the city and the country. From our classmates, we heard proposals really interesting. So this made me think that if we had some really interesting proposals and that we are students, probably another people and much more people has more interesting proposals, but the government is not helping these people that have good proposals to take it in the way they need to have the power and the impact they want to have. So we need more help of the government in all the topics here inside Morelia, inside Michoacán, and inside Mexico.
My conclusion for the presentation was like it was boring, but only the first part, because the first part only explained when not explained. They only read the presentation, and I didn't like it because one, they read, two, and they use it like words. Difficult to understand, and a lot of things that it makes the presentation boring. I think they can be better if the words of the concept trying to transform or translate to a more easier words that we can understand. The second part, I like it because it was more of to do an activity, and I like it because I like to see all the proposals that the teams have.
In the second conference, or the second part, we were taught about how the way we act and the way we respect rules and civic norms is going to make us be better citizens, and with this improve our civilization and improve all our society.